Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl Lauren Sizzle, and you are tuned in to one of the hottest talk shows in the nation, We Talk Weekly's After the Talk. Make sure you tune in each and every Tuesday at 7 p.m., and you can listen anywhere. Just download the TuneIn Radio app. Look for WPPM 106.5 FM on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. And I got some good news for you. You want to binge listen to our shows? Follow We Talk Weekly's After the Talk podcast on iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spotify, and Spreaker. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to check out all of our amazing shows and event coverage. And follow We Talk Weekly on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And most importantly, keep it locked.
Feeling good as hell. Yo, I love,
Yes.
Sizzle. We might have to like have some new intro music. Maybe that might be
Yeah,
like
it's time. I've been saying it for a while. I
I like that one right there. So this your boy Charles Gray with the beautiful.
mean, Lauren
And the
Sizzle,
beautiful.
Classy Lady Sparkle.
And this is one of the segments that I love. And why do I love this? Because I get a chance to interview the good old folks, the beautiful people. And this person right here got a smile that lights up the room. Nothing but teeth. And got some nice teeth, too, And so without further ado, Sizzle, who do we have today?
So we have the beautiful Miss Erica Williams, now Erica Johnson. She is a young author who had a very rough upbringing and trusted that God would bring her out of it. She writes all about her journey through life in her book called The Untold Truth. While writing her book, she was juggling being a wife, mother, and student. She owns and coaches an all-girl dance team, which she started for underprivileged and troubled youth. Her goal is to help people see that you can go through the roughest things in life, but you can get through anything. Welcome to the show, Miss Erica Johnson.
I don't have my machine hooked up. I would have put my claps. I finally got my noise makers on there, so I'm excited about that. But welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And so before I get into anything, let's talk about, your beginnings and your voyage to bring you. May I see that book right there?
Yes, of course.
Your voyage to write this, So okay, let's start from the beginning. What got you into kind of like writing more specifically? Because I know this probably touched on a lot of like, your past history and a lot of your life, And so what spurred you to start writing?
Honestly, two things.
Okay.
First and foremost, a lot of people had their own version of my life.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
And for me, it was like, it's time to tell my side of the story. Like, only I could tell you what really happened because I've lived it.
Right.
And secondly, I know it's a lot of people who went through the things that I've been through.
Okay.
Even if it's just like a small portion of the things I've been through, because when you hear some of the things I've been through, you're going to be like, how old are you?
Wow. Right.
And I feel like I want to be a voice for those people, and I want to show them that they can get through it no matter what. Just because it's rough in the moment don't mean it's going to be rough forever.
No doubt. And what do you think was... Okay, so let me start over, because most people have this... I don't want to use the word aha, but most people have this light switch moment where it says, I'm going to write this. What was that kind of like light switch moment for you to say, you know what, I'm going to do this right now?
Well, honestly, I started writing my book probably a year before I actually, put it out. I had a sister tell me, I gave up on the book. I said, I'm not doing this. I can't do this. Like, it's too many emotions. I just can't. And I called my sister, and I'm telling my sister, like, I can't do this. I keep crying about it. And she's like, I need this book. And I said, why? I'm so confused on why. You know the things I've been through. She said, because I need this book. I've been molested. And that was the first time I ever heard that from my sister. And me and my sister are like white on rice. So I felt like if she is so open to reading it and knowing that she can get through it, then there's other people who've been through it. There's other people who have dealt with these horrible things.
Right.
And it was like, you know what? I can get through it. And some people, they can't. Mentally, they cannot get through it. And I want to tell everybody you can.
Right.
Because I've been in a place in my life where I felt like I couldn't. Right. But I made it through, and I feel like everybody can.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's this, I want to read something out of your book, and I want you to tell me what's the first thing, not necessarily comes to mind, but I want to dig a little deeper into that, right? And so it says, a weekend visit turned into a lifetime stay. I was too young to remember why my mom never came back for me. It was a story I learned to grow from. I never knew what love looked like, but I became accustomed to it.
Wow.
Well, I'm sorry. My mom, well, this is what has been told to me. Well, my mom was young when she had me. My mom was about 15 when she had me, and my grandmother said she wasn't fit to take care of me. My mom was more in the streets than she was a mother. Right. So my grandmother on my dad's side, I'm sorry, she took me in, and I lived with her until I was 11, and then my mom wanted me to stay with her, and I stayed with her for 6 months. That didn't work out at all. So I just always felt like you never came back for me. So even though I stayed with you for 6 months, even in those 6 months, it didn't feel like you wanted me there. I was an accessory to her in my mind, to me, which that's what it was to me. So when I hear that, when I wrote it, honestly, that part came from a poem that I wrote. Right. I think of all the hurt that came from not knowing where I started off from. A lot of people know, like, oh, this, I don't know a lot about me as a baby. And some people don't want to know. It's like, hey, I was a baby, But for me, it's so many gaps and so many different stories that it's like, well, why? And my mom kept 2 of my sisters after me. So for me, it was like, what's wrong with me? Right. And me and my mom look like just alike. My mom is probably like a little bit lighter than me, but outside of that, I have her face. So I wanted to know why not me? Why wasn't I good enough? Right. Eventually, I was able to ask her. I asked her, why didn't she love me? And she responded to me. She's like, how am I supposed to love you if I've never been loved? And at that time in my life, I didn't understand that at all. Right. But now, I look at it like, hurt people hurt people.
Facts.
So that's how I have to look at it, because the hurt that she put on me, she felt in some other way that I wasn't there to witness. So for me, when I hear that, that's the first thing that comes into my mind.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Hurt people.
And unloved people.
Right about that.
And so, understanding that, right, when it comes to your mother, did you ever get to the point where now you're like, I forgive?
We're here now.
We're here now.
Wow. We're here now. Okay. We're working on our relationship. Me and my mom have grown so close now that it's scary, because she calls me every day. It's really scary. But I love it. I'd rather this than what we were before. This here, I can tell she loves me. Right. My mom calls and she checks on me. She checks on my kids. It's some days it's a lot for me. So sometimes I have to, step back a little bit, but I understand. Like I'm understanding her more now that I'm older. But when I was younger, I was just like, she just don't love me and I don't get it. And that's just what I have to take with me. But now I know that she was not capable of loving me. Right. Mentally, she was not capable of loving me. And I feel like everything starts with your mental.
Absolutely.
You can't do anything if mentally you're not where you need to be.
Right. Have you got the heart up to ask Mom why? Have you felt like, Mom, I just need to ask you that question,
I've tried that so many times. My mom is like, we're here now, let's get past it. Good. She's not really the let's dwell on the past type of person, because my mom is easily angered. So for me, it's, you know what, I'm going to just leave it where it is, and we're going to just move past it.
Right.
Have you considered any type of therapy, I guess, for you?
Once a week. I see my lady once a week.
No, I mean for you and your mom.
Oh, my mom doesn't.
kind of like Ayanla, something like she would do, because you may need your mom doesn't, she kind of wants to get past it, but you may need to have that resolve so that you're not holding on to like any type of feelings from the past.
Oh, those feelings are there. They're definitely there. But as far as therapy with my mom, we've talked about it, but I don't think it's honestly going to happen. Right. Because my mom is one of those people where the truth hurts. Mm-hmm. So when it's sitting in your face, my mom gets angry. And when she gets angry, I shut down. Oh, okay. Because I've dealt with so many different people disappointing me and hurting me, I shut down quickly. And I talk a lot. My family will tell you I'm a talker. But when I'm quiet, that's the scary part.
And they know something's wrong.
Yeah, because I don't want to talk. I don't want to eat. I don't want to. And then I'm easily to get depressed. Right. So I'd rather just move past,
But then you're never able to fully heal. It's like it's always going to be a scab there. And every time something happens, it's like pulling that scab off. And there's like that wound is back open again.
And you're completely correct about that, because it's times where me and my mom have conversations, and certain things that she say, it just reminds me so much of the past. A lot of the things my mom done to me, she does not even remember. Right. And that hurts, because now you're looking at me like I'm a liar. And it's like, well, let's put the bottle down. And let's take a minute. Yeah. My mom drank a lot. With the times that I lived with her. So she doesn't remember a lot, but for me, I remember everything. My sister, she's like, I remember when it happened to you. And it hurts. But the way I deal with it, one, like I said, I go to therapy once a week. And I pray, and I pray. I don't talk to nobody more than I talk to God, because I feel like He's the only person who could bring me out of it. Right. My mom has been a lot better, but she's not perfect. She's going to be who she is, So for me, it's like I have to do my own self-healing. I can't wait for her to help, you know what I'm saying? Because if I wait for her to sit down with a therapist with us, it's not going to happen. But if I learn how to fix me internally, then that's all that matters for me. Yeah. Because my happiness is what makes me happy, Because if I wait for her to say, you know what, now you're allowed to be happy because I'm going to give this to you, I can't do that, because my mom's not that person at all.
And at the end of the day, it's about you anyway, right? And it's about your healing. Your mother has her own kind of like, demons or whatever to face with, and you have your own. Right. So when you can settle in how you feel with you, that's the most important thing for you, right? And so, and it's okay, right? And so I just want to, let's switch gears a little bit, because I want to get out of that, right? But what would you tell someone who may have experienced some similar things, and she's a young lady who you can kind of see yourself in, and she come to you and say, I'm experiencing these things, and I need help, or what can you tell me to make me feel better? What would you tell that young lady?
It's not your fault. It's never your fault, and you're doing great by saying something to someone. Okay. I didn't do that. I kept a lot of the things that are in my book to myself. A lot that came out in that book, my family was like stunned by. So my biggest advice to, people who go through the things that I've been through, it's not your fault, and to speak up. Because you being quiet is not going to help you get through it. Right. No. And I feel like that's your biggest healing. When you speak it out loud, you're getting through it. Okay. It may not be the easiest process, but you're getting through it, So for me, now that I talk about the things that I go through or I've been through in this book, I feel like I'm on top of the world because it's somebody, and I'm sorry. I get emotional quick. I'm a Cancer.
Take your time.
I feel like if I have 10 people who have my book, and it's that one that it actually hits, my job is done.
Yeah.
That's all that it means to me, because for me, that's what this book is. It's my way of saying, hey, let's get through this together. Because a lot of people feel like they're alone. I've felt alone. I have been through so much. And it's crazy because a lot of people have been through them, but they've been through them in separate events. Let me say it like that.
Right.
Like, I have been abused. I've been through domestic violence. I've been through, I've been raped. I've been molested. I've been neglected. I have been through so much that a lot of people at my age have never been through. So for me, it's like I have to speak up for that little girl who can't speak up.
Right, exactly.
Or that boy who's afraid because somebody's going to hurt him.
Right.
I've been there.
Right.
I'm, like I said, I'm an emotional person. And at one point in my life, I wasn't allowed to cry. For that 6 months that I lived with my mom used to say, yo, you ain't no punk B. Don't cry. And like I said earlier, hurt people. So when I was dealing with all the things that I was dealing with living under her roof, I was like, okay, I got to get the anger out somehow, some way. So when I was in school, I fought a lot because I had to get this anger out. Somebody had to feel what I was going through. And once that happened, my mom wasn't upset with me for fighting. She was just like, okay, well, did you win? You know? And for me, it's like, this is not what I need.
Right.
Once I got to high school, my whole life changed. It was the best thing of my life when I got to high school, because I had teachers who actually cared.
What high school did you go to?
University City.
You see, I knew you was from Philly.
I am.
You see, you did.
am.
Okay.
Yes.
Now you get real kudos. You know, I went to Overbrook. You know what I'm saying?
all
So
right.
you already know. Already. And so so fantastic. You know, and I'm happy for you. And we always say this is safe space, right? Because here we a family here, right? And we say we a family. So I'm glad that you came here to tell us your truth, right? To tell us your story, which, you know, the untold truth.
Yep.
Right? So let's jump into the book just a little bit, you know, and, you know, just kind of like, because we only have a few more minutes, just kind of give us a summary of the book, because I want people to be able to sit and think and say, you know what, I need to identify with this, you know, and I need to go out and support the sister. Yeah. So give me like a little summary of this book, you know.
Okay.
The Untold Truth. Erica Williams in the building.
This book is everybody's truth. It's not just mine. It's everybody's truth.
Right.
Because everybody goes through things. But it's about how you get through them.
Right.
For me, it was prayer. It was dealing with it, you know. But for somebody else, it could be anything, you know. So for me, this book is events in my life and how I got through them and how anybody can get through them.
Right.
So that would just be my way of summarizing it. I'm sorry if it was all
right.
cute and short.
No, that's all right. It works. So, interesting cover art. Why was this chosen like this? And who is this?
Honestly, I don't know.
Okay. But why this cover art?
The person who did my cover
Interesting.
pulled my vision to life.
Yeah, this is great.
Because I had a dream about it.
Who is that? Let's give them their props, you know?
His name is Edward somebody.
Okay.
Not gonna
Let's see if
lie.
we can find out. Yeah, no doubt.
Not gonna lie.
No doubt, yeah. No doubt. But he pulled your vision together. Right?
Definitely, because honestly, I had a dream about it.
Oh, wow.
And you ever have one of those dreams where you only see one thing?
Right.
And that's what it was. I just seen this woman who had tape over her mouth and she couldn't get out what she needed to say. And I felt like this was my cover. And when I explained it to him and he sent it back to, you know, the rough drafts and everything,
right.
I was like, this is it. And we, you know, a lot of authors go through like a lot of covers and things like that. I went through one cover. That was it. I loved it.
Wow.
I got a question for you. You talked about your babies. You
The
got
loves of
babies.
my life.
Now, a lot of people, especially people that look like us, go through like the generational curse. What are you doing to stop it for your babies?
Well, I didn't have a 2-parent home. And that's what me and my husband are trying to give our kids. And we're trying to teach them from home. I feel like that's what a lot of kids lack nowadays. Their parents feel like the school is their responsibility to teach them everything in life. No, I don't agree with that at all. I believe that as parents, we are their first teachers. So we try to teach our kids at home for everything. My daughter is 3 years old and she can have a full conversation with you.
I know that's right.
And I mean clearly. And that's because from the time, you know, she's been here till she's, you know, 3, we have been teaching her. I feel like if we continue to do that, she can only blossom into the young woman that she needs to be. And not only that, I feel like I put so much self-esteem into my kids.
Right.
My kids believe that they're on top of the world. Like,
No, that's
they are
right.
the most awesome people in the world. And I feel like a lot of people don't do that. For me, I was only supposed to go to high school. My grandma told me that. She was like, all you got to do is graduate high school. I didn't want that. I wanted more than that. Why is that all that I'm supposed to do? Require it and they will do it.
How's it though?
You know? So for me, that's what we're doing with our kids. My daughter is very adamant about not wanting to do her homework. And she's in pre-K. And you know what I tell her? Well, you got to do homework in order to get to the big stuff, the good stuff. You know? So if we teach them, you know, with the small things, it blossoms into the great things.
There you go.
Awesome.
Just like you having a small idea that blossomed into the untold truth. You like that transition right there?
I loved it.
There you go. You can take that. Send me a check. No, no, but we, you know, I just like to. I appreciate you for coming to the show. How can I get in contact with you and find out where to get all this good old stuff? Yeah.
Well, my book is on Amazon.com.
Okay.
The Untold Truth by Erica Williams. I am on Instagram, e.marie._.
right.
I'm also on Facebook, Erica Johnson on Facebook. I think that's about it. Oh, yeah, no, that's about it.
No doubt. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Well, thank you for coming to the show.
Thank
We
you for having
appreciate you. You friends to the show now. So anytime you're doing something new, just holler at us and coming through.
Thank
Right?
you.
That's how we do it here. You know what I mean? Because what we say here, if you ain't here, you a square. 'Cause this is where the cool people are, right? So we got a quick little announcement. Why don't you give me an announcement? Yes, Sizzle. Announce it. Give me an announcement, man.
So just really quickly, just wanted to make this announcement that We Talk Weekly has been selected as a semi-finalist for the 2019 Catalyst, formerly known as ITV Fest
That's right.
Awards. It's going to be October the 13th going down in Minnesota,
That's
Duluth.
right.
So we are on our way.
We on our way, man. That's a big
Yeah,
deal,
this is
man.
huge.
This was all
Yes,
across the
yes.
country, all across the, you know what I'm saying? And they said, you
Yes.
know what? This little podcast in Philly doing some big things, and we want to, you know, bring y'all down here to see if you can compete with the big dogs. Guess what? We going down, too. I'm bringing Philly. Where y'all at? Come holler at me, man. We there, man. We going to rep. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, we got to go, ladies and gentlemen, man. It's your boy Charles Gray with the beautiful.
Lauren Sizzle.
And the beautiful.
Classy Lady Sparkle.
And so check this out, right? I want y'all to understand something, man. We about to get down, man. I don't want y'all to go nowhere. Because check this out. Y'all ready? We Talk Weekly Podcast on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Castbox, and Spreaker. Make sure you follow us on our podcast and bitch listen to our shows. Like and follow us on our We Talk Weekly Facebook page and download the little TuneIn app. Look for WPPM on P106.5 FM. Tune in every Tuesday at 7 p.m. for We Talk Weeklies After the Talk. Whoa, she got some new music playing for me. It's all good. What you got playing for me? There we go. There we go. Shit, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at We Talk Weekly, at Charles Gray, at Lauren_Silver, at Sparkle Prices 1. Subscribe to our We Talk Weekly YouTube channel. And if you're in Philly, catch us every Monday night, 9:30, contact 66 Verizon 529 and 30. We Talk Weekly is now on Higher Than 7 TV. Go to higherthan7.com and subscribe and look for who?
We Talk Weekly.
I ain't even want to say you might see something down Grays Ferry. I'm just saying. But check this out. We Talk Weekly is now syndicated. You can find us in Atlanta, Birmingham, Chicago, Delaware, Houston, Jacksonville, Los Angeles, Miami, Newark, New Jersey, New York City, Philadelphia, and all across the nation. Who do you look for?
We Talk Weekly.
Unfortunately, we gotta go. We out here like last year, and like I said, if you ain't here, you a square, because we're where all the cool people at. And just check this out, one more thing. We will be at Runway Live for New York Fashion Week. Your boys on the fashion channel. The ladies will be there with Daily Motion Broadcasting Live. Subscribe to dailymotion.com, and we in the building, but we gotta get out of here early. Holla at me.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl, Lauren Sizzle, and you are tuned into one of the hottest talk shows in the nation, We Talk Weekly's After the Talk. Make sure you tune in each and every Tuesday at 7 p.m., and you can listen anywhere. Just download the TuneIn Radio app. Look for WPPM 106.5 FM on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. And I got some good news for you. You want to binge listen to our shows? Follow We Talk Weekly's After the Talk podcast on iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spotify, and Spreaker. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to check out all of our amazing shows and event coverage. And follow We Talk Weekly on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And most importantly, keep it locked.